Yeah, so obviously this is my first studio album with Kamelot. I've recorded a live album with them already with the band, what was it, 4 years ago. But this was my first studio album. And, you know, with a band that's been around for 20 plus 25 years, sort of, it's there's a musical frame which you can operate. And there's only so much you can do differently, because you want to make sure it still sounds like the band. But of course, as a musician, you want to put your stamp on it musically as well. So I think this was really challenging and interesting to come up with new things while making sure it still sounds enough like Kamelot, but also differently enough to make it interesting. And I've teamed up with a good friend of mine, Phil Hillen, as a producer. We've recorded drums at his studio in Germany. And Phil and I go back also over 25 years to when we were kids. And we've been working on so many recordings together. And we know each other really well, and he knows, you know, my playing and what I can do and what I can't do. And so this was extremely helpful. And we really worked extremely hard on details, because this was another thing. Because of the pandemic and the fact that we were, you know, we moved back, or we had more time for the recording, let me put it this way. We also had more time for these details this time around. And I think it really shows. So I'm really happy with the result, and I can only suggest or hope that people give it some time, listen to it, you know, with good headphones, and really pay attention to those details. I mean, obviously with Kamelot being an international band, I think it's been a thing already in the past that things were not recorded at the same studio at the same time. So this wasn't entirely new. But again, you know, different situation now with the pandemic. So I recorded the drums in Germany, in the southwest of Germany, in a studio called SU2 Studio in Saarwellingen, Germany, with my friend Phil Hillen. And obviously we were sending files back and forth. There had been demos before, and I was involved in that already as well. Like, I knew the songs. And then what we would do is we recorded the song, and in the evening I would send the stuff over to the guys, whatever we recorded during the day, and would see if they had some comments, some things they liked or didn't like. Because again, like, it's my first record with the band, and you come into a new band, so you know, and it's sort of a democracy in this sense musically. So especially with the people writing most of the material, Ollie, Thomas, and Tommy, you want to make sure that it goes along with their vision of the song originally. So we sent the stuff over, then usually we had some feedback the next day, would maybe make some minor changes, and that's that. But I had a lot of creative freedom, which was a great thing. So it was actually really pleasant and easy process. And also with Sasha as a producer on the album, the great thing is that we were in the same vein of wanting to make sure that the drums sound really acoustic, or as acoustic as as we can make them sound, because people kind of expect a certain sound nowadays, with some samples being thrown in and all of that. And actually we managed to capture such a good drum sound that there was no or very little editing needed in that regard. So, and I think it really shows. Like, the drums, you can really tell it's an acoustic drum set. It's been played by a human being. And I also think this makes a big difference in comparison to a lot of other recordings or other bands at the moment. So I'm also really happy with that. That's maybe the most important thing for me nowadays, to make sure you can actually tell it's a drummer. Best you can actually tell it's me playing the drums.